Everyone to the first episode of ABCD. We have an amazing first guest with us here today, who I'll introduce in just a minute. But I'd like to start with just a few shout outs for this podcast. First of all, this would have never happened if it wasn't for my parents who helped me out with the studio at home, which I'm currently not using. We are using the wonderful facilities of Monash University, the university which I go to and a lot of my friends go to. As we like to say here, we paid $30,000 for the amenities. So I think we deserve to use some of the rooms and the spaces, it's really good, by the way. So yeah, that's where we are recording this at the moment. But the studio that I have at home, it was really well developed. And I was allowed to use it because my parents vacated that room for me, which was great. They weren't living in that room, but they let me use the room. And considering I have a desi mom, moving stuff around the house, moving stuff in rooms is pretty much prohibited. So it was lucky I was able to do that. Also, shout out to Atman Soni, who helped a few parts of my podcast. He gave me a bunch of tips to get started. He's one of my friends in India, or mutual friend in India. Be sure to check out his podcast as well, Optional Conversations. It's a banger. It's really funny. So everyone check that out. So ABCD, what are we going to be doing here today and the next couple of episodes? Well, it's a good question. We have a lot of fun stuff planned. Basically, if you didn't know before, ABCD stands for Australian-born confused Desis, because essentially that's what we all are. We're all confused in some sense, right? There are the few people who tell you that they've got everything planned out. Don't listen to them. They're lying, all right? Everyone's confused at some point or other, me more than others, which is why this exists. So we're going to be unpacking a little bit of what it means to be confused, but also doing something with your life. As all of these amazing guests that I will have on, they're doing something amazing, and it's really cool. So we'll get to talk about that. And other than that, there's going to be, a recurring drama, which you guys can get invested in. A lot of other fun things that we'll be doing, activities, and all that. For the cricket fan, you're going to get a lot of content over here because I'm a mad cricket fan. Pretty much everyone I talk to knows something about cricket, so there's going to be a lot of that as well. So yeah, strap yourselves in. It's going to be great. So for today, I'm going to give a little bit of an intro on our first guest. He's a bit of a baby in terms of our friendship group because he's a 2004 kid, which means that, in our circle, he's a bit of a baby, but he's pretty damn mature, man. He's one of the smartest out of all of us. Isn't it ironic that it's always the younger guy who's smarter than everyone else? So he's an absolute genius, and he's doing something that you'd expect like proper 35, 40-year-olds to be doing, which we'll get into later. But today I have with me my good friend, Mr. Sujal Shrey. Woohoo! What is up, buddy?
Come on, man. You gotta give me a drum roll for that.
Mr. Sujal Shrey.
Hey,
in the house.
How are we?
Yeah, we're good. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm alright. Recovering from the jet lag,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm cool.
Mr. Shrey, he's just come back from India. Had a very interesting experience. Had some very...
had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, a lot of Star Plus entertainment stuff coming. But how's everything? We're on school holiday. I mean, not school holidays. We're on university holidays.
Well, you are. I'm doing a winter uni.
Yeah, well, I said genius, didn't I? Yes.
Well, that's not a genius thing, bro. Come on.
But you're doing work when no one else is doing work. Doesn't that sound a bit nerd to you? Just a little bit?
No. To some extent, but to some extent.
At least you admit it. Well, yeah. What else are you planning to do with your holidays? Anything planned after the India trip?
There's nothing much else you can do because my classes now are going for the whole day, every single day. I mean, every single weekday, so it's not a lot of time. But.
Fair enough. So cricket, yes, we bonded a lot through cricket.
You already know.
Yeah, in fact, we only recently got to play together in the same team because this guy was always playing for a different club when I was playing, and then now we've eventually joined the university cricket club, which has been going well.
The club is good. The team and the players are garbage. But, obviously me and Tejas are there carrying the team. It's a cool, breezy day. It's all right.
So when you think about Sujal, just think about like this big, fast unit running in. He's a big, fast bowler. He's like one of those bowlers who runs in, and then like if he beats the bat, he's gonna stare at you and then run up.
It's all part of the game, man.
That he's also the type of batsman that. We have this really funny thing that happened. We gotta talk about this. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, it's on YouTube, by the way, in case people want to check it out. It was Monash Uni versus Powerhouse? Powerhouse. So basically, me and him were batting. I was at non-striker's end, and you want to explain it?
This memory.
Yeah, not the wicket. I'm talking about the one where you had a banter with the field.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So pretty much what happened was like, so I got into bat, right? And the guy was bowling some good heat. I edged one. They obviously dropped it. He was bowling some good balls. I was blocking it. And then there's this one guy who comes to short cover, right? Bald head, some mustache and like beard, and just really, really weird guy, and he's trying to like square up with me, right? And what happened was like I took my stance and I faced the ball, right, and I blocked it, and then he just ended up being in my peripheral vision, right? So I looked at him just for a brief second, and the guy apparently took that as offense and was just coming at me, being like, "Bro, why you staring at me, bro? Why you staring at me? Oh, that's not good, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro?" And I was like, "Calm down, man." Literally, the next ball, surprisingly, the bowler bowled it fairly full, and I just took a lunge forward and lofted it over his head. I actually timed it really well. I timed it so well. It was like almost middled. And I didn't even see where the ball went. I just stared at the guy, I just stared at him and I just started walking straight until Tejas ran past me because he was run. It was like, "You idiot, run. It's not full." I was like, "Wait, it's not full?" And I started sprinting. Oh my God. If that was full, that would have been satisfying.
Yeah, it really would have been, man. Especially with the things that are happening in the Ashes right now, getting run out off your crease. Yeah. You gotta be really careful. This is club cricket. They don't care about what's happening. And the expression that Sujal had on his face when he hit that over the fielder, he was smiling like the most goofiest smile ever. And I was laughing at that, and even I forgot to run. So yeah.
I thought I looked gangsta, but when I looked at the video again, I was like, "Oh my God, I really wish I wasn't doing that."
We had a good partnership. It took a pretty good delivery to get to do that. We won't talk about that, otherwise that's gonna be all we're gonna talk about.
By the way, just saying, it was the same guy who got me out. What goes around comes around, huh?
Oh well, we got this summer to turn it around. So, you'll get these sort of things with me and Sujal. We're cricket fanatics. But what else? I mean, do you want to talk about how we met up first? Or when? Why? How?
Alright, so we met up in year 7. It was actually near the end of year 7 when you just started high school. So I was with the other friends from primary school. Not gonna lie.
As you do.
Yeah. But we were in different classes, so obviously we didn't interact with each other that much. So what happened was I met this guy named Suvindu and Sajid. Really good guys. And I quickly became friends with them. And they introduced me to this group in which Tejas was in, the group. I was friends with this guy Divi, Ibrahim, and this guy Tejas. We used to call them the Three Musketeers. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So met up with him, and we didn't actually talk. I mean, we talked quite a bit, but again, since we were not in the same class, so we didn't really connect that much for a while. But you know, we were still pretty good friends. I still remember the first time he invited me to his birthday party. Yeah, down Just Park. The free pizza.
Oh, the maths question.
Yeah.
My dad, he takes specific interest in all of my friends. That day, it was year 7, so just cut me some slack here, right? We were going to this park nearby my house. All of my friends were there, and of course, we all needed lifts back home. So my dad, he had a certain amount of space in his car, and he was like, whoever can answer this maths question gets a space in the car.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure I was like one of the last.
My dumbass took that as a competition, alright?
As you do. I mean, why wouldn't you? Maths questions, we're Indians. It goes together like that. Yeah, and my dad doesn't believe in any sort of favoritism, okay? I mean, I'm literally at the university he works in. I don't get any sort of favored treatment or anything like that. Yeah. I wish, but...
It's funny because his dad literally avoids him in the university. I once asked him, like, oh, can me and Tejas just surely just pull up to one of your lectures, right? And he was like, no. No.
He still has not told me. I've been asking him every single time he teaches, where are you teaching? What room are you teaching? He's like, somewhere in Australia. I'm like, there's no point anymore. But... yeah, that's how we met. We went to Brentwood Secondary College. Went there from year 7 to 12.
Love that school.
Do we? Really?
No, of course not.
Finished VCE. For people who don't know what VCE is, I'm not going to explain it. It's not worth explaining. It's
just know it's the Victorian Certificate of Education. Just Google it up. You'll know it. Yeah.
But it's not fun. It's not fun. Especially during lockdown. It made it even worse. I mean, it was the rise of Discord. We used Discord a lot.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of things on Discord, man. We were just talking about it before off air. Rap battles, man.
We crafted some stuff in Discord.
Yeah, never to be seen
That's
again.
never coming out.
Yeah, those were some very interesting times. But we had a really good, solid group going.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I think it was actually during the lockdown is when me and you really connected.
Yeah. Had some deep talks, just late night conversations. Yes, have those. Those are therapeutic. Really good. You don't need therapy, man. That's what you do.
Yeah, legit.
Call up someone on Discord, by the way.
Discord, yeah.
At 3 a.m. Put the music bot behind. Play some really...
Before it was like tempo.
Tempo was one of them. No, but there was another one that was better. Rhythm. Yeah, we used to... It was fun. It was depressing, but fun. Yeah, I mean, for people who don't know, Melbourne had the longest lockdown of the entire world.
Dan Andrews. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Daniel Andrews, man. Putting us in lockdown.
Danny boy.
2 cases. We had 2 cases. 2 cases, legit. I mean, people who are listening from India, they're going to be laughing. They had like 20,000 cases and nothing.
Yeah, it was funny because when this first corona thing started happening, right, we had like, I think 40 or 50 cases in the whole state. And there was a really good chance of us going to lockdown. I was so happy. I was so excited that we were going to be going to lockdown. I was like, yes, I could get to cheat in the exams. Come on, let's go. No more assignments, no more assessments. Woohoo! And then... gave it about 2 weeks and I started becoming really lonely.
Yeah, the depression hits suddenly, man.
Yeah.
Because, like, the schedule is so... everything is messed up. Like, you're waking up in class. Basically, you're waking up to class.
Yeah.
Then you get, like, a little bit of a break, I guess, when you normally have recess and lunch. And what do you do with that? Like... I remember what I used to do was really bad. Like, I used to go out for 5 minutes and then come back because school's going to start again. It was really bad. It was so it's so bad to think about even. I know a lot of people thrived, but not me.
No, not me. The worst part was, right, because our like the state's health chief was so worried about like the cases rising, right? The moment like obviously the lockdown happened and then there was this drop in cases, right? And they would be like, all right, restrictions are lifted, you can go back to school. We went back to school. 1 week later, 3 cases, and then back to lockdown. I was like, God damn it, this is really irritating.
It's so weird to think because everything was going normally, and then suddenly, like one Friday, we wouldn't see school again for like 6 months.
For 6 months, exactly.
It's really messed up. And
It was really scary to think about.
it actually is, and thankfully we went past that. But the problem is that new stage of our lives was when we had to complete the hardest thing, which is VCE, and we've landed up here, which is a good thing. Yeah. Sujal, what are you doing? What course are you doing?
Doing engineering, Bachelor of Engineering, majoring in aerospace.
Aerospace. So we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. He does a bit more than aerospace, and that's when we're going to get into the little bit of the next segment of this episode, which is what I'm going to try to do in every episode is bring out the productive things that some of us do. Not all of us just sit there watching Netflix. Okay, I definitely do that. It's very fun. I recommend it. But also, nice. Come on, I have to. So Joel, he does something else. He does something really crazy. Like, I don't know. You think of this as a career, but he's doing it already. Think about it. He's already doing it. Would you like to explain what is it that I'm talking about?
So, all right. A pilot.
He's a pilot, everyone. He's a pilot. Wow. Whenever I say this to him, he doesn't like it. He gets filled up with this unspeakable rage, all right? When you call him a pilot, even though that's like a whoa sort of thing, he just gets mad. So if any one of you get the opportunity to speak to him, just everyone go into his DMs, just say pilot.
Why would you do that?
He's gonna get really mad. But
it's not the fact that people when they say pilot, they just say it in a way that when Tejas goes up to someone and goes like, oh, so Jules a pilot, everyone just starts being like, you're a pilot, you're a pilot, you're a pilot. Oh my God, you're a pilot. It's like fucking seagulls all over the place, Sorry about that. Yeah, they start flocking you and yeah, and then there's this one guy, this is one guy. Me and Tejas both just know him. He every time he sees me, he just goes like, "Oh, Sujal, pilot," and I'm like, well,
it's called advertising, man. He's just
what are you advertising for? Free tickets, guys. This guy's got free tickets. He's got discounted tickets. Come over.
Yeah, because your aircraft's smaller. I don't know. Oh boy, yeah. So, am I right to think that your interest sort of got piqued in aircrafts and flying during aviation, like year 10 aviation?
Okay, so actually what happened was my interest in aircraft was peaked in year 8.
Okay.
When I actually got a few pilots, right? And they, actually walked around an aircraft. Yep. It wasn't a live, proper aircraft, but it was a standby one. And they got to show me all over the place, inside the cabin, around the engine, around the cockpit. And I looked at it and I was like, damn, you're calling this place your office. That's a good way to think that was my first thought. Yeah. And I was like, damn, I wish I could do this, but how do you even do it? So then I never really thought about it until it actually became year 10 when I was doing media.
Wait, media?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was media. And I did one lesson and I hated it so much that the next day I wanted to switch it, right? And the only other topic...
Wait, question. Who did you have for media?
Miss Adams.
Oh, okay.
It was Miss Adams, but in the class there was 2 other people who I really did not like. Okay. I mean, I like them. They're good people. They're good friends. Yeah. But being in the same class with them is a headache.
Yeah. Miss Adams was, I mean, okay, I don't know how many of you know. Obviously, not everyone went to Brentford. Miss Adams was like that loyal teacher. She stayed with us from year 7 to 12 in terms of home group.
Yeah.
But that's home group though. So she
Yeah.
didn't really have to teach us. So yeah, makes sense.
She taught us, and she's good. She's very nice. She's very nice.
Yeah.
But also a little bit like media is not for me.
Yeah. Fair
Media is not for me. So, and it was year 10. I was like, damn, I should be doing something that I will be doing in VC. So nah. I left media, and I had to do another subject, right?
Yeah.
So I called like the office, like whoever like arranged like the classes, and I asked them like what else can they do, and they said the only other class you can do is called Top Gun. And I was
Not
like,
the show, but
not the show, the class was called Top Gun. Obviously hosted by the famous Mr. Barry.
Oh yes, we love
Baza.
it. We love Baza.
I was like, what's Top Gun? And then they were like, all right, so this is get to go to the airport. You learn about planes. You learn about right. You get to fly, and I was like, you get to fly? I was like, all right, count me in. And then she was like, yeah, it's $2,500. And I was like, wait, what?
There's always a hidden cost.
Yeah. So I called up my dad, and my dad was like, you know what, just do it. Like, you might like it, you might not. It's not an opportunity you will always get. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it. Yeah. And good Lord, from the first flight I took, and here we are now. It was amazing because the first flight I took, the best thing about my instructor took my hand and put it on the throttle and pushed it in, and I could feel like the power of the aircraft, right, as it was running across down the runway. And the moment I took off and was around like 200, 300 feet, it was a bit of a rainy day. I saw 3 rainbows around me.
Oh my God! Oh wow! This is what an amazing experience!
Yeah.
Wow, crazy. We're gonna take a little bit of a thing back to teachers. We're gonna go back into how Sujal, what he's doing as a pilot right now. But teachers, we talked about Baza before, Mr. Barry. We had some very funny experience. Some of the teachers that we have are like, they're so amazing that they just shape your entire secondary school experience.
Yeah.
And then there's some notorious teachers that they will not be named, and they are like, whoa, they could have wrecked an entire year. Mr. Barry, man, like, I had him for cyber forensics, which was like a elective unit that we had to take in year 10. Wow, that was an amazing thing. Basically, we learned cyber forensics on our own. Mr. Barry showed up to all the classes, put on like a video at the start, and then just went to his laptop, and we taught ourselves the whole content. And he told us 2 weeks before the end of the year that we apparently had an exam. So he didn't teach us any of the content, right? 2 weeks before the end of the year, when some of us had VCE exams, towards the end of the year, 2 weeks before, he comes with like this fat booklet. He says, this is all the content for the entire year. Most of it, didn't even teach it. He was like, so you need to know all of this before the exam. And we're like, exam? We have an exam for this? So, some of the teachers, and we
He's
know
like one of those teachers who just want to watch the world burn. Like literally, he would laugh at.
Basically,
you seen that meme where there's like the house burning and there's a girl swinging on a swing? Yeah, that's Mr. Barry right there.
Basically, and I know he had a few experiences with you as well, in terms of like the trip.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you all about it. Yeah. So, okay. First of all, my experience with Mr. Barry, right? All right, you're both Indian, we're both Desi, right?
Yes.
And must Desi, should, and from year 7 to I think it's safe to say year 9, math was piss easy.
Oh my God.
Did no study. literally nothing.
We're not trying to be like boasting or anything here. It's everyone who is our color, they know. They know. From 7 to 9, you don't do it.
You did no study whatsoever. You just pulled up to class or pulled up to literally one day. I didn't even know there was an exam. I came into the class and all the tables were separated, and I was like, oh, exam, cool. I just this is the first exam I did with Mr. Barry, right? And we were doing, I think, some sort of linear stuff. I did the exam in like 20 minutes, and we had we used to have like 1 hour periods, 1 hour and one and a half hour period. It was a double period when we had like 6 periods in a day. I did it in 20 minutes. I gave it to him, and the guy just looked at me. He was like, "Alright, I just take my paper. I'm gonna go to the toilet and come back." Yeah, I gave him the paper, went to the toilet, came back. The guy already marked my exam, and he showed it to me. I was like, "Fair play, bro."
Couldn't get a teacher who cared more or cared less at the same time.
At the same damn time.
He was, oh my. And another thing here, like a lot of teachers do multiple subjects, which is another weird thing. Like the same guy would teach aviation, flying planes. He'd also teach maths.
No, but he's a pilot though. He's a Boeing 737 pilot. He was worked in the airline before.
Yeah. So, I mean, good experience. So yeah, okay, back into flying. So Joel, he literally just turned legal, by the way. So
I actually turned legal a year ago, bro. I'm like 1 year younger.
Okay, yeah. So he's a year younger than all of us, and yet he's a pilot. So explain how. So we know how you got into flying. How did you actually start flying a plane? Like, what's the process of becoming a pilot, basically?
So when we first started flying, you would imagine, right, when you first start flying, that the instructors are the one flying and he's just explaining everything to you, right? Yeah. And that makes sense, and that's what happened for the first flight. Then the second flight, right, the instructor will literally throw you in the well, right? And he's like, all right, I'm letting go of the controls. You have the control of the aircraft. Right? And I grabbed the control. I was like, wait, are you sure? Are you sure? You sure this plane's not going to crash? And he was like, no, bro, just fly it. Just fly it. Just be calm. No. And that's when he first started to realize, understand how the aircraft flies, how it performs in the air. It's like how you do a test drive of a car. And, it's a very slow, gradual process. They teach you every aspect of an aircraft about how to fly around, turn, small ones. And then after that, they teach you how to do takeoff and landing. So before then, the instructor does a takeoff and landing because those two are very critical and very hard to do. It still is. And you do it's like the procedure called circuits, where you take the aircraft off, go around the airport and land again, and then you do that again, right? And you thrust and take off, go around, land. You do that until you do your first solo. Your first solo flight would be just a circuit, right? Just one circuit and come back and land. You can fly, you can take off and land and come back in one piece. Yeah. Then after that, what you do is you go back to this area called the training area. It's outside the airport's vicinity, where most of the training goes for all the beginner aircraft. Stall, the engine failures. So stalls is when the aircraft ends up becoming so slow that it doesn't produce lift, and the plane just falls up. It literally pulls back on the power to idle, and just does a simulation about how you would find a field, and land the plane safely in a field, right? Training area, just know how to fly a plane alone and come back peace. Yeah. And then after that you do an exam and whatnot. a practical exam, and you get your first license. This first license allows you to fly 25 nautical miles around. What? So I can fly like 25 nautical miles around the aerodrome.
But I think it's very serious because Sujal started this process a long time ago, and there's still more licenses to go. Am I right? So it's a very it's very rigorous, man. Like as far as I've known, he doesn't get much free time because we had school exams, now we have college exams and work, and sometimes we get that space where we have a bit of a break. But even in that break, he's got like pilot exams.
Yeah.
But he's got to be set up in the future.
But
Set up. Think about it. You're going a city a day. That's living the life, man. Living the life. Yeah. So if I was to ever even think about flying a plane, I'd be really I'd be thinking the plane's gonna be in an episode of Air Crash Investigations, right?
Nice.
I mean, I feel like it's a natural thing. So when you first can just explain a little bit, like you're about to go into your first, say, solo flight.
Yeah.
No help. All the those hijacking movies, airplane hijacking movies is coming in your head.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Manifest, to the one where the plane goes missing. Everything's coming into your head. You're gonna be a little scared. Like, how did you beat that? And now, how are you able to just fly all the time? Do you still have a bit of nervousness, or?
Okay, here's the difference between pilots and non-pilots, right?
Yeah.
They both think about air crash investigation, yeah? For normal, I don't mean normal people, but like people who are not pilots, they get scared, right? And they get worried, and they're like, "Oh my Jesus, oh my Ganesha, what do I do?" But for pilots, we don't exactly hope for an emergency to happen, but we prepare ourselves to be like, all right, if an emergency does happen, we gotta let the pilots know that there's another pilot sitting in the back of the plane. If you guys need any help, just call me. Oh, I'll pull up, right? And I'll come to save you. You know, I can fly a small Cessna, a single engine. Don't worry, bro. I can fly a 4-inch turbojet that's carrying 300 passengers. So don't worry. That's the main difference.
Yeah, you can literally be a hero. If there's a like a dangerous scenario, man.
Yeah, no, it's a genuine bad thing though. But pilots are very cocky, very cocky. They are very cocky. They think that's again another reason why I don't like to broadcast or tell people that I'm a pilot.
Okay.
I want to come out being.
There's reasons behind it, behind the madness. All right.
Yeah, because one thing I've noticed, or actually I did, right? I used to do was every time you try to introduce yourself to someone, you are a pilot will always try to search a way to slip in. Yeah. Where that I'm a pilot. I'm just a pilot. Just nothing.
Just going to a different country every day.
I realized I was doing that. I was like, nah, I gotta stop doing that.
What a gentleman over here. Doesn't want to flex even a little bit. That's why I've got him here, so that I can flex for him. That's why he's here. Okay, so now I want to ask you to do something. All right. Your captain, all right, future experience, by the way, work experience. Your captain, you've got a big aircraft of so many passengers. You're about to fly to a different country. Classic plane stuff. Give us your best captain's message.
Oh, come on, man.
We practiced this before. You gotta do it now. Yeah, just do the actual thing. Full experience.
Speaking. So we're approaching Delhi Airport. It's currently 4:55 p.m. local time with temperatures about 30 degrees. Cloudy and slight showers. Our flight time was approximately 3 hours and 45 minutes. Once we land, we'll be taxiing. Please be seated and keep your seatbelts on. I really do hope that you enjoyed flying with us, and I hope great day. If you guys are returning, I hope you enjoyed your holiday. If you guys are coming to the country, I do hope you enjoy your holiday. Yeah, thank you for flying with us, and I hope you fly with Air India or whatever air it is.
I love how you automatically choose it.
Of course, Air India, man. You gotta like add with that.
And welcome to Indira Gandhi Airport.
Oh yeah, then you have to say welcome to Indira Gandhi Airport. Yeah.
And the passengers successfully hate you.
Yeah, pretty much. They'll be like, what did he say?
Honestly, whenever the captain's message comes on, it's synonymous with just when it's at the start of the journey, when you hear that message, you know it's a long journey ahead. And at the end, you're like, okay, it's tolerable. But when you hear it in the middle and stuff.
Is it just me, or is it every time a pilot makes their voice is surprisingly deep?
It is.
Way deeper than it should be.
You never hear like a high-voiced pilot.
Like mine, I have a very high-pitched voice.
I feel like when you make the actual captain's message,
This is your pilot speaking.
yeah, it's gonna deepen it. Just deepen it. Shows superiority and authority.
Exactly.
And another thing, like when you hear the captain's message, it's always in the most important part of a movie that you're watching. It's always you're in the middle of like the climax scene.
Yeah.
All right, and the whole thing will just turn off, and you'll hear an unnecessary captain's message. For what reason, I've never been able to find out. Like, the only important thing is a bit of turbulence, a lot of turbulence, then yes, captain's message. Start end. This is just random breaks in the middle where I think. Wait. I'm pretty sure you can't do this, but can you see like the entertainment system, like who's watching what?
No.
You can't?
No, we got better things to do.
Oh yeah, you were telling me before that apparently pilots can just sit there and watch Netflix.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're not supposed to, right? But when you have like a 9-hour cruise, right? Not even watch Netflix. We can sleep.
Okay, so for the people who are listening to this, you guys are going to travel soon or something like that. I don't know if this information is going to make you feel very comfortable.
Hey, I mean, you've obviously traveled a lot. Most probably, a pilot has fallen asleep during your flight, and you still ended up landing safe. Okay, so calm down.
So they can sleep.
They can sleep. So we have a rule that we can take 25-minute power naps.
Okay.
25-minute power naps, right? Say we take off, right, and we've established a cruise, and there's like a few hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
And if we're really tired, we can talk to like the pilot next to us, right? That I just want to take a power nap. And it's been scientifically shown that if you sleep for 25 minutes, that's enough rest for you. If you sleep for a little bit over 25 minutes, you enter, the deep sleep, the deep sleep REM. And when you wake up in that, it's really hard to stay awake,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you have to keep on slapping. So pilots have a thing that 25 minutes of sleep and 15 minutes of break after that, so that they can fully wake up,
Okay, so
It's not that bad, right? It's not that
not
bad.
terrible, but just remember, someone who's in control of aircraft is basically out of
Hey,
consciousness.
man, if you word it like that.
While the plane is flying. Well, most of the time we get the successful landing, right? And in the future, when people have Captain Sujal Shrey, I'm pretty sure, pakka, the plane will land, no doubt. Okay, so we've talked a bit about Mr. Shrey, the pilot, the future captain. By the way, what airlines would you like to fly for?
Look, man, the thing about being a junior pilot is beggars can't be choosers.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
but if I had to, Emirates.
Emirates. Everyone's gonna choose Emirates.
Number one reason is not because they have the best first class, but because they're based in Dubai, they're based in UAE. That means you don't get taxed.
Oh, Okay, smart. See, always thinking smart.
Brown mentality.
Okay, yeah. So now we're gonna do a little bit of a activity, um, but yes. So first class. We spoke a little bit about first class. We all love first class. We can't afford first class. I personally can't. I think I've gone on a business class like a total of once in my life.
That's still one more than me.
Well, I was very little. I honestly don't remember how it was. But first class is a very real thing. It's something that we can dream about one day that we'll get it. And I'm one of those people who has gone on YouTube a bunch of times and searched up like first class experience, Singapore Airlines or something like that. And I've been like amazed at the type of things that you get. And since it's a very real possibility for Sujal in the future, we're gonna do like a bit of a rank list, like a tier list. Okay, so I've got a couple of airlines over here. I feel like they're all pretty good, but
Hey man, if you got into first class, you can't complain. Whatever airline.
since you have the like specific knowledge, so there's Singapore, Emirates, Qatar Airways, Qantas.
It's gonna live in Qantas.
Bit of an outlier, and then Cathay Pacific. So there's 5 there. 5, yes, there's 5. What would you put? Like, how would you rank this?
All right. Number one, it's got to be Emirates. All right. I think we both can agree on that. It's not because you can't. They got a really good first class. They got a really nice model. Their seat is great. It's dated. Okay. But it's still fantastic. It's very comfortable. It's fantastic. One thing I love about
What is that meme that future this is?
sensational.
Sensational.
For children.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, they got a wonderful seat. They got like a huge screen. I'm foodie, and in that flight you can order as much food as you want whenever you want, right?
Wait, really?
Yeah, there's no limit. No limit. You can keep getting. If you want like desserts after desserts, you can just keep getting desserts.
Price?
No, nothing.
All included. Okay. Wow.
Look at this guy's eyes just flash up.
I'm just thinking, like, my eyes are just like, one day.
One day. Yeah, just bankrupt the aircraft in like one trip. And their amenities. They give you like a really nice like shirt and pants, like a pajama.
And you gotta keep it as well.
You gotta keep it, right? And it's so unnecessary. What else they give you, right?
Yeah.
They give you like these little pods of beans, and those pods of beans they're scented, right? And they're meant for different things, right? Like one of them is for like to be able to sleep properly at night. There's one to like before like eating dinner or something. I don't know. And there's one to like wake up. They're like these little pods of like sniffing pods, and they're crazy. Like it's so unnecessary, but like you pay the big bucks. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Like we say, you paid the money for it. You get to use all of it.
Exactly. And another best thing is like when you go to the bathroom, right? Yeah. The bathroom floor is heated.
Oh, that changes the game.
That changes the game. It's like you're on a Rolls Royce because even the ceiling, right, has like little star things on it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Us economy people are still wondering how the how the things that you emanate when you go to the toilet even leave.
Yeah.
And then you got a Rolls Royce bathroom in first class. Wow. Never a good idea. It's never a good idea. Oh my god. Okay, so that's Emirates.
Second comes Singapore.
Okay.
They have just made a new suite. It's I think it's a queen size bed on an aircraft. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that.
And there's like a small cabin as well. And the thing is, it's like a whole enclosed, like, it's like an apartment in the sky.
I gotta wonder, does having a queen size bed, I'm sure it's gotta help with your sleep, right? Surely.
Help you with your sleep. Yeah. Maybe it's gonna help you with something else too.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, children, again.
I mean, I know it's going to be turbulent. It's still going to feel weird in a plane, but of course, queen size.
Queen-sized.
I can just imagine like all the temperature control and oh my god.
Yeah. Again,
Cheat code
food.
for your sleep.
Mwah. Yeah, fantastic. Then comes, Qatar,
Okay.
right? And then comes Cathay. Cathay's first class seat is alright,
Yeah.
right? Oh, another thing I have to mention, Emirates Lounge. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. That is amazing. Best food, best drinks. You can literally order like a Wagyu burger for free and caviar for free, right? Then Cathay Pacific, not because of like the seat, but because they have the best lounge in the world.
Okay.
It's ranked like the best lounge in Hong Kong.
So what do you get? Like, what do you do there?
Everything.
Just everything.
Oh, I can't list. It's literally everything.
Wow.
They have like their own massage. I think they have their own barber or something in there as well. Yeah.
Oh no, the tone. Qantas.
I mean,
But okay, Qantas, okay, it's an airline. Anyone who doesn't know, probably who's not living in Australia, you won't know. Qantas is an Australian airline. Well known for the ads the emotional ads they put out after lockdown.
yeah, I remember those.
Taking off with passengers for the first time in like 2 years, and even after that there were still lockdowns. But just for a bit of hope.
I was sad because during the lockdown, Qantas lost its last 747, which is like to all the people who know about like planes, it's like a really emotional aircraft, the queen of the skies. It was named, and Qantas had to retire the last one because they didn't have enough.
How upsetting. I really don't feel any emotion at all. But
I do.
but okay. You see, he feels so strongly about planes. You go in the morning to like watch planes, don't you? You're a plane watcher, aren't you? Yeah. So he's fully into planes. Okay. So Qantas. Surely there's like some like what would there be in a first class? Just the usual like
For Qantas?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing, except for you don't get food whenever, wherever, right? And you only get like one time. The food's got to be good, right? But this, again, it's good, not the comfiest. The thing about all the other airlines, right, is like you get like full privacy because they have like a door that slides, right? You get that, privacy. You don't get that in Qantas, right? I mean,
it's okay, something.
it's okay, right?
Something.
Again, you can't
Still can't
complain. You still can't afford it. But yeah, there are still things Qantas can do. But obviously, Emirates and all the Arab countries, they have bucketload of.
They can just throw it on this.
They just throw it.
And then there's economy. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to food, I'm an avoider of food in planes. But if I have to, if I'm really hungry, for me, I'm vegetarian. I order the vegetarian meal, and they give you like people who are vegetarian. They give you this badly cooked bit of rice, and then on either side, like there'll be like a cup kind of thing. In the middle, there's some like really cold rice, and on either side you've got like equally cold like potato or something sabji. Oh, beans or something, or like paneer. I always ignore whatever's on the side and just eat the rice.
You know what pilots do a lot is when they land at the airport, right? And they contact like the ground staff.
And they get the best food. Are you serious?
No, not even the best food. They literally ask them to get like food like Pizza Hut or something from the terminal, and they get delivered it into.
On this, are you telling me in the same plane you guys are getting proper food, and then
burger meals and pizza, Subway?
Surely someone's smelling that.
It's a bulletproof.
Oh yeah, okay. Wait, yeah, I forgot about that.
You ain't seen
I am non-pilot, man. What do you? Oh, that's unfair. You've angered a lot of people today. you just told everyone about all the perks.
Yeah, okay. I can't recover.
No, but hey, I'd like to think that whoever has not yet decided on a career is hearing stuff like this and thinking, I want to be a pilot like Sujal Shrey. Right?
If you have the money.
Oh.
I'm not saying that I have money. I'm very much broke. All right, I am very much broke. The only reason I'm able to do this aviation course is because I got a heavy discount, because I was been doing it since school, and my teacher, Mr. Barry, right, has close connections with them. So we all got like very discounted, like heavily discounted price. Connections, right? Connect. Other than that, if that wasn't the case, I would have never been able to do this. This is a very expensive course.
Yeah. Well, it's worth the money, isn't it? Isn't it?
Sure. You, I guess you can.
Yeah. I mean, from the experience that you get, eventually it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Sujal Shrey, the pilot, do you have anything else you want to add? Any social media, something you want to shout out? Anything at all?
Gotta shout out to a lot of people, you know, Shahara, Ayushi, both of them, you know,
We'll have
Tejas.
We'll have them both on the pod. We'll have both of you guys on the pod.
We'll have them all. Yeah. Before we end off, we gotta talk about the Ashes, right?
Oh yes,
Johnny Walker.
yes, Johnny Walker, keep walking. So Johnny Walker, for people who don't know, what is it? It's like a whiskey brand or something?
It's a whiskey brand, yeah. So this guy makes this brand makes like a lot of like the spirits and liquors, right? And you know, the logo is literally a guy with a stick, and he's walking.
Johnny Bairstow, for people who don't know, it's literally just walked out of his crease at the end of the over after facing a ball without. I mean, well, people are arguing he scratched his boot into the turf, which universally signals that he thinks it's the end of the over. But the umpire didn't say anything, which means that it's not.
Yeah, so it's the umpire's call at the end of the day.
So at the time we're recording this, that is the big scandal that Australia violated the spirit of the game.
Imagine getting stumped by a pacer.
That will never be seen again. Don't you think? I feel it won't be seen again.
No.
But I mean, we talked about the Mankad and it's still happening. As long as there's those personalities in the game that do stuff like this. Yeah, so that was... But hey, yeah, it is. And look, it's not really a big deal because this sort of stuff happens in club cricket every week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we remember apparently, according to our team's captain, this is I don't know if it's a myth, but it's probably true. A bunch of people were saying it is. We played a team. We weren't part of the team, me and Sujal then, but remember, apparently, he was saying that, like, the team was full of newbies at the time, and they were getting bowled out, and the guys just came out with, like, a beer. They were just sitting on the ground, not just drinking, not even playing, because it's club cricket. Everything goes. And, you know, the same thing is going into real cricket these days. It's just... Yeah, it's... I personally feel that Pat Cummins should have withdrawn the appeal. Not because it was wrong. I just feel that wicket was one of the main reasons that Australia won. And if I was in that position, I don't want that to be the big reason. You know, like...
This is a guy, right, who wants to earn everything that he gets. Right. If we give him like $50, right, he won't take it because he's gonna be like, oh, I want to earn the $50.
Okay, well, I mean, it's an Ashes series. You don't want to. Yeah, that's why. So yeah, that's going on Ashes. Very entertaining. I mean, you said that you still went to bed early yesterday and didn't watch the rest of the game.
I was ready to watch it. This guy, what do you mean?
Well, okay, yeah. So. Thanks to Sujal, first of all, for coming on. Thanks so much, man. To inaugurate this podcast with you is a big honor. And we're gonna keep having more episodes like this where we're just gonna have a bit of fun, talk a little bit about what everyone's doing, because I feel I wanted to create this platform to just celebrate you know like the achievements of some of the people I know, because I feel sometimes stuff like this can just go unnoticed, I feel. And especially in a time where mental health is such a big thing, I feel, just even the smallest of things should be celebrated in a big, I mean, not that this is a big stage or anything, but, it feels good to just put stuff like this out there so that, people can feel happy about themselves. They're doing stuff. And, we all love the casual Netflix session in the middle of the night. Everyone does it. But, we should all feel inspired to do stuff with our life. Maybe not as extravagant as Sujal, man. I'm still haven't gone onto his plane. We have to go for a ride at some point.
Oh, we'll go very soon.
Whether I'm able to record episodes after that, I don't know. I don't know what I'll be saying.
Hey, maybe you can record it. You can put it in your next episode.
Yeah. Do that. Whether I'll be live, I don't know. But he has a good track record so far. 100% track record. So he's still here. So thanks so much, Sujal, and for coming on this first episode. And
thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else to add?
Peace.
Peace, bro. For those who know, peace, bro.
Peace, bro.
See you guys, and on to the next one.